Nah, it was just car driving by. Good evening, people. Wanted to get something off my chest. I went to Malaysia's Booker's candlelight balloon release tonight, and I didn't even know her. And the reason why I went is because it's a such thing as just standing up for what's right, no matter who the person is. Because in today's society, we think that we as men, we supposed to pick and choose who's worthy of life. The same way happened to Nipsey Hussle. It took the action of one person to create a ripple effect. And the message that I wanted to send is because when I was at the candlelight and when I remember back seeing Nipsey Hussle's whole candlelight, the gatherings and everything, we have a message in our community where we try to divide each other in a sense of saying, okay, it's this part of the community that's the problem. And I'm saying we are us. So if you're saying it's them, they are us. It's our responsibility to start holding our own community responsible for our own actions. When we look at the way Nipsey Hussle died, and then we look at the way Muhlaysia died, they both died because of someone's anger and someone's fear. And that drove them to have enough hate in their heart to take someone's life. And when they took someone's life, they took someone's life not even defending themselves. There was nothing that anybody had to defend when Muhlaysia died. There was nothing that anyone had to defend when Nipsey Hussle died. There was no threat to those who victimized those two individuals. The only thing they defended was their idea of where they should be in life and their idea on how someone else should be living. And in our community, we have a tendency to try to stigmatize people because of a fear or anger, which turns into hate. And then the counterpart of it that I seen tonight to an extent was we got to find somebody else to blame. We did that shit with Nipsey and we made it to an all conspiracy theory, right? The government did this, do that. I don't see nobody from the government that put a gun in that kid's hand that shot Nipsey and made him go back 2 or 3 times. There was no guy there to help him pull the trigger. He did that off his own free will. His hate was his own hate embodied. The same thing that happened when Malaysia was victimized. And we walk around here thinking that we have a right to say who is worthy of life and who's not. We got to get real with ourselves before we expect other people to get real with us. Now, you got people in certain communities that sit back and say, well, we got to protect our own. Protecting your community is protecting all communities. The way that you protect all communities is you protect them by changing the mentality. One community cannot feel like their life is more important than another community. That means you'll always be in opposition. A lot of people don't want to hear that because everyone has this mindset that my struggle is harder than yours, so therefore I deserve more in return for those struggles, opposed to earning our own keeps. So when I look at people and I say, damn, if you don't feel the same kind of disgust and hatred that was shown to Nipsey Hussle as you feel for Muhlaysia, then something's wrong with you, because neither one of them should have died because someone hate them. That's crazy. We sit back and we consistently look at police officers brutalizing black people, white people, whoever. And yet we'll turn around in YouTube and Facebook Live our own shit against our own people. When the first incident happened with Muhlaysia, there was people blamed nothing but black men out there doing it, which was true. They were. But at the same time, you did see a mob of black people watching a black lady get beat up by black men, surrounded by black women and black men. And then yet, we would get mad and the boys in blue for doing the same shit that we do to ourselves. That seems crazy to me. But some people would say they care less because he's transgender, which makes no sense. A human life is a human life. That's someone's daughter. That's someone's loved one. That's someone's friend. Especially when you go around and you claim to be high and mighty, and especially if you're like a holy roly, and this is going to hurt people's feelings, because you walk around here and them the same people that probably go to church just up the street, but then you just watch someone get beat the hell out of or shot dead on the old street, but then you'll go up to the church this Sunday and start praying. But you didn't do nothing about the person that was victimized because you seen fit that their life didn't matter to you. But then you're going to go to church and ask Lord for a blessing. You got to be careful and be mindful in the eyes that you look through. Some people place themselves in the position as if they're God. Some people place themselves in a position like they're supposed to be the judge and jury of all. Neither one of us are greater than the other person. We're just all here. If you got that much hate in your heart that anything that you see outside of the idea in your mind that exists that you feel like shouldn't exist, don't kill that. Just kill yourself, because you can't deal with life. No one is walking to be in covenant with you. No one's walking for your approval. They're walking how they want to. It's their tune. It's their song. It's their life. You have no reason to choose when and where their life ends. You don't. The only time that you should be able to get to that decision, unless you're defending yourself. In these two cases, when you have Muhlaysia getting shot down in the streets, and you got Nipsey Hussle getting shot down in front of his own shop, what the hell was y'all defending? One guy defending his manhood because he felt disrespected by Nipsey, and another person defending his manhood because he feels conflicted. It doesn't make sense. That's the reason why it's a mentality issue. Then when I went, I seen some people get up and they speak, and the problem that I have is when you're a person of any kind of influence, especially if you have a platform, you have a responsibility to guide people properly towards a solution, towards a mindset of getting out of a situation, not using the same thing that got them there, such as fear and anger, which turns into hate. That's what I heard out of some people, and that don't make any sense. You already know stigmatism being displayed or being expressed and being followed through on only gets more stigmatism once the confusion is actually blossomed into a greater chaos. when you say, hold on, I'm going to fight fire with fire, you're only going to get more fire. You don't put nothing down. My problem that I have with us, we can't pick and choose who to love. People look at me crazy and think I done lost my mind. I ain't lose shit. I love everybody. I got respect for everybody. Period. I can't sit there and pick and choose who I'm going to ride for, who I'm not going to ride for. When I went down to Muhlaisia's balloon release in Candlelight, I went out there because I know that was the right thing to do. I didn't even know her. And some people are not even brave enough to do that because of the stigmatization behind it, what carries. The problem when you have stigmatization is because you have judgment. And whoever is practicing that, you out of line anyway. God never appointed anyone to, hey man, I want you to cast these people off because I gave you the right to. No, you don't have the right. You're supposed to be a light. And the crazy part about it is some of the people that was videotaping her get beat down are the same people that was in the same churches around the corner from those houses. The same people who know who murdered her are the same people that'll be in the church this Sunday. And someone's lost a friend, a family member, a loved one, all because of the hate that you choose to display and the position you choose to take as if you God. God is the only person that can take us out. He has the right. You don't. So when you walk around here and with this self-righteousness that you are not qualified for, then you dead ass wrong. Me personally, I don't give a damn what people think about me or my decisions because I stand on them. Period. It's simple. Right is right, wrong is wrong. We as a community, like a lot of people, we separate ourselves and say, oh, well, we're part of this community, we're part of that. Look, any damage to any part of the community as it stands to black people is a hit. It's the same way if you feel Mike Brown getting shot down by the cops in front of his family, it's the same way you should feel about Muhlaisia getting shot down too. Or Nipsey Hussle getting shot down. Why? Because of hate. And it's not all about black either. All of us have a responsibility to do our part. No one's making us hate each other. We're choosing to. Hate carries a lot of weight and it carries a lot of energy. For some reason, we're still stupid, but we still know better though. That's why we're stupid, because we know better, but we choose not to put that energy into love and respect for one another. We choose to sit back and sideline hate on one another. We choose to dry hate on one another. We choose to ostracize one another. We always pick a difference and we let that difference separate us. And we wonder why we ain't got nowhere. Hell, we our biggest enemy. We our biggest enemy. The human race is our biggest enemy because we always try to find a way to have a one-up on somebody that we don't even know. That's the sad part about it. People think it's a game. They think that it's all about status quo. It's all about your position on the social scene. None of that shit gets you really nowhere. So I'm going to tell you right now, all this stuff that you guys got going on and the mentality that you're thinking, as soon as everything aligns with what I need to do, it will be challenged and people's feelings are going to get hurt. But it's meant for you to think because it's still free to think. We always have that choice. And the reason why we have that choice is because of God. And it doesn't matter what religion you practice or if you don't practice religion at all, you still have a choice. Like, I had a choice to go or not, even though I know for a fact it could have been easy something went down, because you got people that got so much hate for the LGBTQ community that they're willing to shoot up a place that's meant to be peaceful. Just like you got people who have so much hate for Crips who's willing to shoot up a place that's meant to be a peaceful gathering for Nipsey Hussle. That's a choice. You have a choice to stand up, or you can sit your ass down. My thing is, each every one of us have a responsibility to challenge our mentality and where we get it from, and how it should be able to evolve and improve. No one, and I mean no one, should be subjected to anyone's judgment. Period. Just point blank. When you sitting back and imposing your ideology on how things should be where you at or in your zone or whatever, then you're no different than a slave master or someone who decides to do genocide against anything that looks different than them. That's the reason why I really just can't wait till everything aligns up, and then the platform will be there, and then there'll be some real live, honest conversations that you're not going to be able to hide from. It's not about chastising individuals. It's about chastising the mentality of the human race and these barriers that we build upon ourselves socially. Like, it's hard for us to give props to one another or show love or compassion for human life, even if you don't know. It's just like if you seen a kid that was hungry, would you say, I'm not giving that kid anything because it's not my kid? Or would you provide food for that child? If you would provide food for that child, then you should also have the heart to provide compassion for all individuals that have died by hate. Period. Don't claim to be a person of God or of some kind of religion, and then you're not a light. You're not a shining light. You're bringing darkness. You're bringing confusion. You're bringing hate, envy, misunderstanding, wrong perceptions. We're all on this earth together, and that's point blank. And neither one of us are above that. So for people who may have they sideline comments about me and my actions or whatever I do, you already know how I feel. I don't care. I mean, it's only going to get bigger from here. You know what I mean? I don't care. Right is right, wrong is wrong. And a lot of us in every community, just the human race community itself, it's our choice. We can choose to love one another. We can choose to do right by one another, but we choose not to. You guys are too busy trying to get likes and views, and you're posting someone being assaulted by a mob. But if we posted somebody getting their ass beat by a cop, it'll be a lot of y'all saying, them motherfuckers fucked up, man. They should be locked up, man. They should throw the book at them. But some of you people actually condoned it. You condoned it. You didn't even give a damn about it. But then yet, we want rights and the same amount of privilege as others, and we want safety. We want security. But we don't want to provide it to ourselves, though. That's a damn shame. And Alice is correct. We allowed this for so long. We okayed it. Every community has a responsibility to do two things for their community. One, hold it accountable. And two, be respectful and dignified in your manner as you represent. It don't matter what community you're in. Do it in a way that you can be proud, that's respectful and dignified. All of us has failed in that aspect, because we don't do all what we should be doing at all times. All I got to say is just wait and see. It's going to come. And when it do, it ain't gonna be shit nobody can do about it. You know what I mean? But all these things happening is our own damn fault. Quit blaming everybody else. We put these stigmatizations on ourselves. That's what we do. Ain't nothing wrong with you loving everybody. Ain't nothing wrong with you treating everybody like a human being. Whether they black, white, gay, straight, whatever. Short, tall, fat, skinny, whatever. That don't mean shit. It ain't nothing wrong with loving everybody. But if you keep putting all that hate in the universe, remind you, it's going to come back your way, and then you're going to be asking for help. That's what we tend to do. We victimize in our own communities, and we want Savior. And we're going to church praying. What you praying for? You ain't utilizing it. You ain't even trying to walk in the path you should be. And then when people get out there, you try to take on a road that you're not qualified for. Point blank, message is we are us. So we say they ain't shit. Hell, we ain't shit either. Because we allow them to not be nothing. We allow them to think it's okay to be less than great. Everyone has a choice to be great. Everyone, every single one of us, you have a choice to do the right thing. You have a choice to stand up for what's right. And if you sitting down, that's you and your cowardly act. I don't understand why. We stand up for stupid shit. Social standings. Likes. The level of perception people have on us. We don't stand up for the right thing where people can just live. We'll turn our heads like we ain't never seen it. Like we never seen what happened. And then as soon as it affects you, your friends, your family members, all of a sudden we want the world to come to our side, support us, bring this up, and make awareness of it. Well, here it is. I didn't have to know her to show some compassion, to show some respect. I didn't. I chose it on my own, and y'all can too. Until next time.